Hello. So this is the Middleport Flour Museum. As you can see, it's got quite a inundating brick front to it, overlooking the Trent and Mersey Canal. The windows have arch tops. They're a bit different. They let in more light and also give the mill quite an imposing grandeur sign, grand view if you like. It was built around 1844 and it was owned by Samuel Fitton and then later Fitton and Piddock. It's 5 stories high. After milling ceased, Price and Son, the bakers, took it on. They rented the space for a while. In 1960, the Five Towns fireplace is limited, used part of the business for their business too. Looking a little bit more at the actual building, you can see it's got a flat roof and it's actually got trees growing on the top of it, so that'll show you how long it has actually been abandoned or derelict for. And further on that roof, the actual roof covering has gone, but we'll have a look at that better shortly. Here's a lower level shed building, built alongside the back of the brick main building and then pointing off at 90 degrees. I've watched quite a lot of explorations on foot of this building and everyone says it's very, very intact. There's still a lot of items inside it, almost like someone just got up and went all these years ago. I haven't seen any drone pictures of it, or very few if there is any, so I've tried to record it for future generations in case it does start to degrade and fall down any further. Here's the arch windows again, and you can see the Trent and Mersey Canal in the background. You also see the 2 trees growing out of the roof, which is quite impressive. I do love how nature starts taking buildings and properties back as soon as we give up on them. You can see there's a cellar or a basement there. Most of the roof windows on the roofs are broken, which is a bit of a shame because that will then of course be letting water in. You can see quite a lot of the tiled roofs have lost the tiles. A huge amount of brash and tree life has grown up around the buildings. Looking at the back of the main brick building, doesn't look quite as formidable from this side as it does from the front. I say the front, the side from the Trent and Mersey Canal. Here we are going over the main building roof where it's collapsed, and we're looking directly down into the building. Some of the floor timbers are still there on the left. Interestingly, the bit on the right almost looks like sectional concrete rings built up. If anyone knows what those were for or the reason they were done like that, please do let me know in the comments. That leads us on nicely to thanking you all for liking and subscribing my videos. This drone urban exploration is quite a new thing to my channel, but please do support that, and please do subscribe if you haven't done already. Ring the notification bell. Like the videos, share them. Sharing really helps because that gets the word out about my videos. Comment. I always try and read all the comments, or most of them, and try to reply to as many as I can. It's getting a little bit harder because I'm getting a hell of a lot more messages as the channel grows, but I will keep trying my best. And also hype the video if you're on a mobile. That'd be most appreciated. The little passageway here leading to a bridge over the Trent and Mersey Canal, and that bridge is between the Canalside works, which I've already done a video on, and this flour mill. You can see there a considerable amount of brickwork that's taken place at some point. The roof on the left hand side has given out. Huge amount of moss on the roofs. A small hole in the roof there, in the flat roof. When I took this video it was incredibly windy, so please do accept my apologies if the footage isn't quite what it normally is. I got blown off track slightly and I tried to reverse into the wind, and as hard as I was pushing it backwards it was still blowing forwards. That gives you an idea of how rough the weather was. Now we're going round to the front of the works again. The side alongside the canal. There's a steel or a cast iron set of brackets there over what looks like a mill doorway, whether that held a winch or some such to winch things down into the boats.